Hi, my name is Sadie Anderson, and this is a PSA about cyberbullying for all parents out there, especially during the quarantine. Cyberbullying is something we need to be aware of as a society. Cyberbullying, according to stopbullying.org, is any type of bullying done via any form of electronic device. This can be your students' gaming systems, it can be their cell phones, their tablets, via social media, messaging, anything like that. That is what is considered cyberbullying. And this is a huge concern because it can happen 24/7. Your students come to school with it, your students go home from school with it. And along with that, it can also be done completely anonymously. The person doesn't have to face up to what they're saying. It can be all said behind a screen, which is so dangerous. Stopbullying.gov also gave us some different tips on how, as parents, you can help prevent this in your children. One tip that they give us is to be monitoring your students' devices, to have access to them, especially if you're concerned that this could be happening to your student. The tip number 2 is that you should be friends or following your students on their social media accounts. This way you can monitor them, but not have to be always asking them about it. You can just see it for your own eyes. The third idea that they give is not always the most recommended process. There are softwares out there for you to have so that you can monitor your students' phones from your own. The final piece of advice that they give is that you establish very strong rules with your students on how they can use their technology. Make sure that you not only establish them, but you also follow through with these rules. That is super important to be successful in this. The second thing I really want to talk to you guys about is the magnitude of cyberbullying. For a lot of our parents out there, I know that this is maybe a newer form of bullying compared to what it was when you guys were younger. So I just really want to give you some statistics so you understand how prevalent this is in your children's lives. 36.5% of people say that they have been cyberbullied in their life, and 17.4% of those people say that it has happened to them within the last 30 days only. Another crazy statistic is that 87% of people claim that they have seen it go on their own computers. They have witnessed it. 85% of our teenagers are on social media. This means that they are the ones being witnessed, they are the ones bullying, and they're the ones being bullied. So this is such an important topic with how often our students are on social media. The top 3 places for cyberbullying to occur are Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. If your students have these 3, it is very important, once again, to establish those rules and go back to the preventative steps that we talked about earlier. There are also certain groups that are more vulnerable to cyberbullying. An example of this would be the LGBTQ community. Over half of our LGBTQ students claim that they have been a victim of cyberbullying. If your student falls into this category, please be aware that they are at a higher risk for this being their experience with technology. A few more facts I want to share with you are about how cyberbullying is affecting our young population. One of the stats that is really mind-blowing to me is that 41% of our students have developed social anxiety because of cyberbullying. 37% of our students have developed depression because of cyberbullying, and 26% of our students have had suicidal thoughts. As a parent, we ask that you are watching for signs that your student might be a victim to cyberbullying. Some of these different signs can be a higher rate of anxiety or depression, avoiding technology, becoming distant, or becoming withdrawn from you or their friends. If your student is a victim of cyberbullying, first, I want to say I'm sorry. They don't deserve it. But there are some things that you can do as a parent to help them walk through this process. One of them is just to make sure they know that they are not in trouble. It's not their fault. A really good tip is to block the bully and be sure that your students aren't responding in a negative way also. It can be really hard, but we don't want them to become the bully also. You can also keep a record of everything that's happened to your student. When you keep a record, you can bring it to the law if that is what it comes to. There are laws to protect your kids. Another really helpful thing is just to really encourage conversation. Tell your students you want to be there for them, and just really encourage them that you are a safe place to talk to. Overall, the best advice we can give you is to love them through this. Nobody deserves to be a victim, but if they are, they need some extra love. This has been your PSA about cyberbullying, and I hope you guys continue to have a great day.